Okay, we're back with the Defender 90/50th here, which you'll have seen on our Facebook posts previously. The engine's supposedly been rebuilt and covered about 5,000 to 6,000 miles. However, it's got a bit of a ticking noise. We've already shown you the swarf contamination with the old sludgy oil that's come from the rocker shafts. That will of course have gone around the engine unfortunately, and potential crank bearing, cam bearing issues there. We've also noticed some mushrooming to the top of the valve stems. Now, there's obviously been too much preload effective onto those from the lack of the shim kit being installed and tapper preload being set. However, we've removed the cylinder heads now because the customers decided to go for some stage 1 cylinder heads with a camshaft upgrade. But the story has developed a little bit. So Steve, if you'd like to come forward and look in here. The customer did advise us that this was a top hat linered engine. It's not one of ours, which is quite evident when we start looking more closely. These liners have actually all slipped down. All 8 of them are not flush with the top of the block. Now the block has been decked. You can tell this because the engine number is missing. It'd be very, very rare if the engine number wasn't there at all from the factory. So it's been decked. Normally when we deck a block, we then restamp the original engine number across here. This liner is 30 thou lower. It's a little bit difficult to see in the video, but we've got something to show you in a second that will make it easier. The next 2 liners are 15 thou low, and then the rear one is 30 thou as well. Now this could very well be our ticking noise because these liners are not going to be clamped down by the cylinder head and will be free to move up and down. The other issue with this is the top hat can actually break off from the movement, and also the compression ring on the head gasket isn't going to have the correct force on it because it should be at the same level here to get the correct pressure. Steve, if you'd like to shine your torch here, if anybody's now confused, we do have 2 Steves. You can clearly see light coming through here. We've got a straight edge across the face of the block, and it just comes across the top of the liner here. And all 4 of these cylinders are actually 30 thou low. We can fit a 30 thou feeler gauge in there. Okay, so this is one of our top hat linered blocks here that we're now building up for a customer. Our process is to remove the original liners. They're actually bored out. We then heat the block up and pressure test it. It's the only way to know if there's cracks in the block or not. We're actually trying to show on a video what these cracks look like, but they're that small the video struggles to pick them up, but hopefully we'll show you that in a second. So once this recessed point here is machined out, the top hat liner is then put into position, and they're all left proud. Every single liner should be left proud. At that stage, the block is then decked, so you've got a perfect machined finish. So everything is the same level across here, so there's no head gasket issues or anything like that. That's the RPI way, and that's why we don't get any issues.